Good morning, everyone. In today's session, we will be talking about fixed data model. And before getting into this topic, let us quickly recall the most important terms that which we have related, which we have discussed related to fixed data model. So, as we have discussed, PIG is a programming language which is related to a database tool. So we have one more thing called Pig Latin, so which helps us to write program in Pig and which further get executes on Hadoop and MapReduce. And we have one more thing, the interactive shell that is called Grunt. And you can use Pig in two different modes as we have use the programming language Python. So this next we'll be moving to Pix data model, and let me summarize what are the things that we will be discussing in this Pix data model. So first we will be talking about the most important thing is data types. So what does mean by a data type? What are the data types that are supported in Pig and how Pig uses those data types? And next to that is schemas. What is mean by schema and how Pix uses schema, and at last conversion of one data type to another data types. So these are the three major divisions of this Pix data model. Okay. So as I said earlier, Pig can eat anything, right? So similarly, Pix data model, I mean Pix data model, Pix data system can take any data as input. And when I talk about schema, since Pig can eat anything, can do anything, and there is no proper schema for a Pig data model as we have for SQL, right? So here we don't have any proper schema, we don't have any proper data type, and we don't follow any proper rule or restrictions, right? It fits to anything. For example, and what happens if I don't have any proper schema, or if I don't have any proper type? So whatever the default type of it, and is it whatever the default type of the data, or whatever the default type of the value that we use. Okay, accordingly, the data type or the type which is nearly matching to it, that will be taken, or that will be considered in the runtime. So Pig will assign that particular data model. Pig will assign that particular data type during its runtime. So it is one of the special thing related to Pig's data model. Okay, and as in the slide, you can see Pig as two categories of data types. One is scalar, and second one is complex. When I talk about a scalar, it is a single value as we use in other programming languages like integer, float, character. So this is a scalar. And complex, we have three things. One is called map, and second one is called tuple. Tuple or tuple. And second one is called tuple, and third one is called bag. So now let's talk about these data types. Okay, and the first data type in scalar is integer. As I said, scalar, so which is going to hold a single item or a single value. So the first one is integer, int, and here too it is again integer. And when you are writing it as int, you need to follow the same way, like int a equal to 10, small letter int. So integers are represented in the interfaces java.lang dot integer. And the other thing about integer is integer uses integer requires four. Integer can store 4 byte signed integer. Okay, so integer requires 4-byte sign integer. And second, when I move to long, it is double of the integer, and it is 8-byte signed integer. And the one thing like when you write when you use the data type as long, and what is that you should do is you should append L at the end. For example, if I use example, if I write something like 50000, I just want to make it as of the type long, then I should append capital L at the end, so that it specifies that it is of type long integer. Okay, and similarly when I move for the next one, float, and it specifies a floating point number, and floating point float requires 4-byte. And say same example, if I'm representing a value as float, for example, if I write 3.14, at the end I should use small f float. I need to append f at the end. So by this I can convey that it is of type float. And the next, double, right? And next, double. So double provides you a more size, right? Double provides you more size, that is 8 bytes to store the value. And that the one more problem with double is when we talk about double floating point number, we need also to talk about precision, and that is most important when you talk about this floating point numbers. And to be more precise, what we can do is we can add int sign, or we can add int float, so that you can make the values which we are representing in double to be meaningful. And the fifth one, and the fifth one is character array. So which is a string or character array, or what you call a set of characters, that is called as string. And character array are represented in java.lang.string. And this character array, if we use any constant character arrays as we represent with single quote, for example, to represent a character, I should write in single quote hello. So in this way, I can represent a character array. This is an example. And byte array. See, to be simple about byte array means it is binary. It is binary data type format. That is byte array. And here there is something called blob. And let me tell you the meaning for blob. And blob stands for binary large object. That is blob. BLOB. So binary large object, blob. So this blob is holding, or which holds a varying length binary string. So which holds a binary type of data, or a binary format of data, and that is we call as byte arrays. Okay, and which has again represented with an interface called Java class data type byte array. So which contains a Java byte. So these are the data types in Scalar in Pix data model. And now let's talk about complex data types. Uh, So in complex types, we have three types like map, tuples, tuples, and backs. And all these type can hold any of the type. For example, if you take map can hold a type of tuple, and tuple can hold a type of other thing, map, and back can hold type of map and tuple as well. Okay, so that is about a complex type. And let me tell you in detail about each and every term. See, as the term map means we are going to map something with the other thing. For example, let me take, I will, as I told you earlier, if you take map reduce, in map reduce, we process things with respect to key and value. So it always comes with a key and followed by value. And particularly, if you're a little bit familiar with Python programming language, in Python programming language, we have few things called list, tuple, and dictionary. And list is the usual thing that when you talk about even the other things. And tuple is same as like a list, but the thing is that tuple can't be altered or can't be modified once it is created. But it is same as like a list. And dictionary, which is a collection of set of items all put together. Okay, like if you open your purse, if you open your purse, you can see pen, pencil, scale, eraser, and all these collection of things all need not to be of same type. If you take pen, it is of the type pen, and other you can see eraser, and it is of different type, where you can see all the different data items are put together under a common name called purse, that is called dictionary. And here it is the same meaning that we will be calling it as bag. And even the representation is same in both that and this case. Okay, so as we talk about map, we are going to map with certain key and value. Okay, so like a map is a character array, like to data element mapping, and this can be of anything. That is, you can see here the character array is called a key, and which uses an index to refer a value, for example. And here you can see name, Ash, Bob. So this is the key and this is the value, that is key value pair, name, and this is the value key value pair. So which will create map with two keys. The first key is name, the second key is age. So the map we use are square brackets, and between key and value we use hash. Okay, and the first value is character array, and second value is an integer. So this is similar when you talk about all the data types, and this is about map. And now let's move on to the next one, tuple. So tuple is a fixed length once if it is created, which is remains same, which can't be get increased, which can't be get decreased, which can't be get updated. If you want to delete it, you can delete the complete tuple. You can delete the complete data elements from a tuple. Okay, and again tuple has two fields. One is called again key, the other one is called again value. Okay, and here you can see a simple example. Tuple is something which you call as like a row in SQL, and tuple uses parenthesis, whereas map uses square brackets, and tuple uses comma in between key and value. Map uses hash. Okay, and the other difference is when you talk about the map, you can extend your list. You can extend your certain set of key and values, but tuple once when you create with the length of 10, it is freezed. Further, you can't remodify it. Further, you can't alter it. Okay. So that is a difference between map and tuple. To mean like a tuple is constant, and next one is called bag. So this, as I told you, it is again similar to dictionary in Python. So bag is a collection of tuples which is unordered. What is mean by this unordered means? And let me take an example that you're packing things in your bag. Okay, so in bag you will be packing a textbook, notebook, pen, pencil, sharpener, money purse, and like a tiffin box. And let me take the other things like water bottle and these kind of things. Okay, now this bag is a collection of things which is all placed together. Okay, and let me take that first I have placed notebook, then I have placed textbook, then I have placed purse, then I have placed pen, then pencil, then water bottle, then tiffin box. Okay, so this is the order in which I have inserted the item into my bag. So when you take back the items, when you retrieve the items from your bag, when you take back the items from the bag, will you be following the same order in which you place the things? No, it can be any order. Like I can take the first, I can remove the item one, that is notebook. When I can remove the item one notebook, it is unordered. But it is ensured that you can take out all the things, but it need not to be in the same order in which the insertion has done. So when you take a list, so list contain a list one. If you take 10 names, the first name like a list one contain the first name, and I mean the index position, corresponding index position. If you take as like an array, the index position 0 will be pointing the first item. Index position 1 will be pointing the second item. Even when you execute this list, you will be getting all the elements in the same position, like A, B, C, D. It will be in the same position. But when you take this bag, okay, so let me take this bag. In that bag, I have collection of items. One is purse, and which contains money, and second notebook, and the value is two notebooks, and third textbook, the value is two, and for the other things, some other things, some other things. Okay, when I execute this, I need not to get the same output. Let me give you an example so that you can understand better. Okay, and dictionaries are always represented in curly braces. Within this curly braces, you can use parentheses, since this bag is again a collection of tuples. So let me take it like I have a purse, and which has some value 52, and second I have pen which has some value 2, and third pencil which has some value, let it be 5. Okay, this is enough. Okay, so when you take it as like a list, when you execute this, you will be getting the same order: purse, pen, pencil. But when it is back, the order will not be same. My output can result like this: pencil, followed by purse, followed by pen, or it can also be like this: pen, pencil, purse. So what I mean to say is, this is key, this is value. What I mean to say is, the order is unpredictable in bags. Okay, the order is unpredictable. If you take a list, the output order is predictable. I mean, you will be getting the list of items in the same way, in the same order in which you have created. But here back, you will not be getting the items in the same order in which you have created. That is unordered collection of items. That is unordered collection of tuples. So your output order need not to be the same in which you have created. And again, and if suppose if I execute this program, the output for me will be a different order. And if you try the same, you will be getting some other order. Like here, I can get a pencil, purse, pen. When you execute the same, you can get pen, pencil, purse, or you may get pen, purse, pencil. It may be of anything, but it is sure that you will get all the items in as a result, but it need not to be in the same order. It may be in the same order, it may not be in the same order, it may be in the different order. Okay, but as it is ensured that you will be getting all the items in your result. but the orders will be different. Okay. So if you have five items and if you execute it, you may get the first item first, second, third, fifth, and fourth, or you may get 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, or you may get 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you may get 3, 5, 1, 2, 4. It can be any order. Okay. So that is the meaning of it. The output is unpredictable. I mean, the order is unpredictable. And here we don't have the index position like the 0, 1, 2. But in case if it is a list, we have index position 0, 1, 2. In case of tuples also 0, 1, 2. So based on the index position, you can retrieve the item or you can get the value. For example, I just want to modify the value of purse. What I can do is I just want to modify the value of purse. So what I can do is for this, I can write this purse key. I can insert a value something like 21. Okay. This updation will be done in case of this updation will be done in case of list and tuple. And to do that, I need to name my collection of tuple as, let it be MBD. Okay. So MBD. So MBD is the collection which holds this complete set of three things. Now I'm just writing it as MBD index position 121. Now what happens is this MBD is the one which is holding three things: purse, pen, pencil. As a collection, you can see index position 0, index position 1, and index position 2. Now, if I write MBD of index position 1 equal to 21. So in the position of 1, the value is 2. I mean pen, the value is 2. 2 will be updated by 21. So this is how it works. Okay. Is it clear? And just repeating it, map, tuple, and bag. So map is advantage with map is it is flexible, and the tuple it is fixed. You can't alter it. You can't change it. In both map and tuple, you will be getting the output in the same order in which you have created. But in case of bag, your output will not be the same in the order in which you have created, but it is sure that you'll be getting all the items in your result in an unordered manner. Okay. And this is represented with curly braces with comma. This is again with tuples, but it should be enclosed by curly braces to convey that it is a dictionary. Okay. So let's move to the next one, null. So null is used to represent there is no data, or it can be a null value, or to convey that some data is being missed. So null represents or null tells you that the value is unknown. Okay, unknown means it might be the data missing, or it might be the data which has been occurred, or which it might be the noisy data. A noisy data means a data with missing information, or a data with improper value, a data with missing information, or a data that does not hold the proper value. That is called noisy data. So all these things can be represented with a data type as null and schemas. So when we talk about schema, as we discussed earlier, pig as no pig does not require any proper schema to be defined. Pig does not require a schema to be defined, and pig does not work under any schema. So it is a fixed philosophy. It can be of anything. And if you provide the schema, your pig will treat that schema and which will take the same for processing. And even if you don't provide a schema, pick and process, right? So if you provide a schema, based on that will be processing. But even though if no schema is available, pig will process by guessing. So what kind of script or what kind of things can be treated or can be considered for the given data. So based on that, it can consider and it can process. That is with respect to schemas in pig. And next one, cast. So cast is something like casting. So conversion of one data type to other data type. So if you take, you can convert from either lower to higher order, higher order data types, or higher to lower order data types. And we have seen some data types like int, float, character array, byte array. In this byte array alone is binary data format, and casting to this binary data format are never allowed, which you can't do with which you can't convert a given data type into block format, like array byte array format. So that is not possible. Whereas all the others, like from byte arrays to any type, are allowed. And even you can convert this to complex type also. Like you can convert to tuples, and this conversion is also possible. And this table shows you and to from which data type to which data type is possible, and which data type to which data type is not possible. Okay, so from if you take an example, you can see like from converting from character array to double, it is possible. And if I'm trying to convert from character array to nowhere, you can in this table nowhere you can see uh, byte array, nowhere you can see binary array, right? Since conversion of this to binary is not possible, that binary value has been removed from this table, and it is showing you all the other supported casting between one data type to other data type. Okay, and this is about big data model, and let us revise it again. So first point is what is called pig. Let me write it so that it will be understandable. And first thing is what is called pig. Pig is a programming language, or a pig is a programming environment, and where you can write things with the help of pig Latin. So pig Latin helps or assists you in writing or passing your writing the commands to be get executed in a pig environment. And third thing about the operating modes with pig, and here we have one thing called grunt. It is interactive shell with pig. Mm. Like in operating systems like Unix, you will be having certain commands to interact with your machine. And here too, similarly, we have certain commands to interact with the pig. Okay, and next to that, we are discussing about pig's data model. And in pig's data model, the things that we will be discussing, one is pig data type, and second schema. So these are the two important terms, and third one is data type and how it handles data and schema. Okay, and we have two different types of data. One is scalar and second one is complex. So in scalar, where it holds only one value, for example, int, float, double, long, byte array, character array. So in case of int, you're going to specify as int, and in case of float, you need to append f at the end, and in case of long, you need to append L at the end. And when you talk about byte array, you're going to talk about blob, I mean binary large object, okay, which is variable, which is varying length string of binary format. And the next type is complex. So complex, it can be of a complex of three things. This is most important. So here one is map, and the second one is tuple, and third one is bag. So in complex, you can have collection, combination of the all things. Either you can have complex with, for example, let me take tuple. A tuple can hold integer, and similarly, if you take bag can hold integer, or it can hold float. It can hold even the other data type like byte array or character array. So if you take map, where I'm going to do with respect to key value, and the syntax is you will be using square brackets. Sorry, you will be using the square brackets, and within the key value, you will be using hash symbol, key followed by hash symbol. Okay, and if you take tuples, thereby we use the same notation, key and value, but the difference is you will be having parenthesis. Like you will be having parenthesis within that. You will be having key followed by comma and then value. So this is the syntax when you go for tuples. And bag, you will be using bag is collection of tuples. So you will be having flower brackets, I mean curly braces, within that parenthesis, key, comma, value, parenthesis, close, curly braces, close. So this is the comparison between map, tuples, and bag. And remember that the thing with bag is the output order will not be the same in the input order. I mean, it is unordered collection. It is a shuffle. It is a shuffle, which will not be having the proper index position, which is shuffled. Okay. And next to this is schema. So as with the PIG's philosophy, PIG data model does not have any proper schema, which does not follows any schema. If you provide a schema based on that, it will be processing. Else, what happens? Which will be doing? I mean, so based on the nearly related data, whatever the data that you have given, and what is the correct related data format to it, that will be guessed by the pig, and that particular data type model will be assigned for the given data. So this is one advantage with pig. So which will be doing a mapping, a binding during runtime. A runtime mapping will be done by pig's data model. So that is with respect to schema. And the last topic is cast, conversion of one data type to other data type. And in this conversion, make sure that you are not going to talk about byte array. That means binary data format, right? So since it is not possible for us to convert since it is not possible for us to convert from the other data type formats, I mean scalar or complex, to binary data formats. So conversion of this particular data type to byte array is not possible. Whereas the other conversions is possible. That is the supported casting is shown in the table. Okay. So this is about PIX data model. And our next topic will be Hive, HIVE, Apache Hive, which is particularly meant for a semi-structured data model. So this is our third data model. Our first data model that we have discussed is HBase. I mean Apache Hadoop database. That is the first one. And where we have talked about what is mean by HBase and what is its futures, and where we need to use HBase and where we should not use HBase. And then we have talked about HBase architecture like master slave. And then we have talked about HBase data model. And at last we have talked about HBase clients. Okay, it is something like API, HBase clients. And this is the first Hadoop related tool in module 5. And second Hadoop related tool is Cassandra. And Cassandra, we talked about the features of Cassandra and what the history of Cassandra, and then the difference between RDBMS and Cassandra, and how it is being different from NoSQL, and then Cassandra data model. And there we have 7 components. So few are column families, column, row, and key space, indexes, data types. Okay. And the third Hadoop related tool is Pig, Pix programming language, or Pig Latin. So here we have three terms: Pig, Pig Latin, Grunt, and next we talked about Pix data model. So scalar and complex. And in understanding this complex data type is little bit complex. But once if you try with few examples under this complex data type, then it will be better for you. Then it will be better for you in understanding and also in giving some examples for these complex data types. And at last, schema and casting in big data model. So we are done with three data models, and we are left with one data model, that is Apache Hive. So we shall talk about Apache Hive in the next session. So we'll be talking about what is Apache Hive and why it is so. So what we are going to do with Apache Hive, and we'll be talking about Apache Hive data model, and at last concluding with data models. So at each and every, totally we have four data models in this module 4. And for all the four Hadoop related, we have four Hadoop related tools. And for all the four Hadoop related tools, we have a data model for all the four. Okay. So it is sure that you can expect two data models in external exams. Okay. You can categorize this HBase and Cassandra as first half part, Pig and Naive as the second half part, so that you can expect a data model from this or you can expect a data model from this. So accordingly, plan and prepare for your exam. And I hope this lockdown will continue for further 2 months, maybe till August or September. So your exams will be only after that lockdown. So you have little more period. So prepare, be relaxed, and during preparation, and you have more time. So prepare and make sure that you're trying to score maximum marks. Not Don't fix your target as just past mark, and fix your target as more than 95 or more than 98. Okay. And material for this topic, PIX data model, you have to refer the textbook orally, PIX programming. Okay, that textbook provides you the topics. That textbook provides you the content for PIX data model and Pig Latin and Pig language Grunt. Okay, thank you.